Welcome to MarkWHO77. That's right, MarkWHO77, 77 Publishing's. Oh, look, there's Ben Cullis, the editor of 77 Publishing. You're actually the editor-in-chief. You're the publisher. Wow, Ben, you're our regular. Why are you waving at us? We don't really need to see you.
I'm on holiday.
You know, Ben's in. Oh, you're drinking on the job. Okay. So this is the show where you go to find out about comic creators in Britain. And yes, in Great Britain, we've got a lot of people coming on the show, and they all have something to do with 77 Publishing. My co-hosts are Vicky Jakubowski. Yeah. And Ben Cullis down there, who I just introduced. And our special guest today is Jo Heeley. Hi, Jo. How you doing today?
Hi, Mark. I'm doing really good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was going to ask you about your health. Are you doing all right? A little better?
I am so much better than I was 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty traumatic time.
Yeah.
Got to say that it was an accident, one of those where you either walk away from it or you don't. So
then
yeah,
you walked away. Good.
I managed to walk away. Somebody was on my shoulder that night.
Yeah.
Not literally pushing me. No. But I had some kind. Yeah. But some guardian angel or whatever belief system, Yeah.
All right. So we've got a lot to talk about today. We're going to be talking about the Lawless convention that just ended. We're going to talk about the Kickstarter campaign for LOLZ. We're going to talk about a lot of different things, including Penny Pentagram. But I want to start off by asking LOLZ. Yeah. Oh, Z.
We say
I'm sorry. LOLZ. LOLZ.
No, it's LOLZ.
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 Hey, I'm spelling it out, and I did say Z instead of Z.
No, it's LOLZ, darling.
I wasn't at Lawless. I wasn't in this loop here.
We're down with the kids. We're down with the kids, Mark.
We're hip. We're hip now.
Kid. No, all right. Okay, kid. Anyway, so Jo, we have to start off the show like we start off the show with everybody. And we're going to ask you the hardest question first. Yes, this is the question that once you answer, everything else that we do is downhill. Well, not really, but it's easier, not going downhill.
Yep.
Okay, so you ready for the hardest question?
Okay.
Who is Jo Heeley?
Who am I?
Yes.
I am I'm not going to give my age. I'm permanently 29.
Okay.
But I am a woman who creates comics, who writes comics, who supports other people in comics, and I fell down a rabbit hole, literally, 4 or 5 years ago, meeting up with Ben, Steve Bull, obviously my brother. And yeah, I'm Jo Heeley of the 77 or 77 Publishing.
All right. Well, welcome, Jo. You know, I forgot to ask you something, Ben. How's the weather?
What, here in North Norfolk? So
yeah, how's the weather? What's the temperature?
For you Anglophiles,
what's the temperature?
This is the royal estate of Sandringham. It's where they go on holiday, and Charlie's not around today, King Charles. But it's been fabulous. It's been bad. Yeah. No, I got sunshine and everything. I don't know what it's like where you are, Jo, but I hear the rest of the country is pretty poor.
It's sunshine, but it's cold.
Okay.
It's so cold, yeah. I've got a jumper on. But you mentioning King Charles, I do have a story that's related to the 77 and Penny Pentagram and Andrew Richmond, who draws Penny. But I was on a call with him. I was stood by my kitchen window, and I almost dropped my phone in the sink, which was full of washing up, should I say, because King Charles, who's Prince Charles back then, was walking past my block of flats. Now, I live on an estate that was created by Prince Charles, and King Charles, and he's up here quite often.
It's going to take a while to get used to that.
So I just got back.
That's okay. By the time they get used to it, it'll move on to William.
Yeah.
So
no, the reason I brought up the temperature is because, and I'm sure it's even hotter where you are, Vicky. Right now,
it's supposed to get to be about 98 degrees Fahrenheit here, which is something like 36 degrees Celsius.
Yeah. It's 93 right now. Feels like 105.
Yeah, we're supposed to hit 100 degrees Fahrenheit here on Wednesday. And it's graduation season, which means that the kids are out marching for their graduation during 100-degree weather. Yeah. I'm not. I don't care. But yeah, the high heats have started early this year for us out here. Usually we don't have this until July, but it's June. So why not?
Yeah.
Well, a few years ago in England, we hit 40 degrees Celsius, and that's unheard of, completely unheard of. I mean, my car was registered in 44.
Right.
It was so hot I couldn't touch the steering wheel. Yeah. So I splurged out on an AC unit. Do you know, since I've had that air conditioning unit, we have not had anything like that. We've had a few sunny, hot days, but seriously, it was like the bad luck omen. It sits in my living room, just staring at me, saying, "You spent so much money on me." But yeah, there we go.
Oh wow! Look at Ben. I can't. Where are you, Ben? You're upside down. You're sideways. Ben just doesn't know which way is up.
I have to say that having the joy of meeting Joe in person now, you are one of my favorite people and will be forever. And we are going to get together again, and we are going out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Our partners will be the designated drivers. We are going out.
Yeah, I need to get over there.
James absolutely loved you both. So yeah, that's
my husband just had such a blast, and I just said, as soon as we can get back, and Joe is feeling up to it, we are kidnapping you guys, and we are going out, and we are having fun together.
Wow,
that's a promise.
Yes.
I seem to have missed out on a lot.
You have.
But you know what?
Joe and I just we are thick as thieves. I don't know what's wrong with the two of us, but I can't believe how much we have in common. It's scary.
Yeah. I am still working on getting over there. Oh wow, that's weird. I'm still working on getting over there, not just to see you guys, but my sister and her husband and their daughter are over in Aylesbury. Well, the daughter's now in London, but so I definitely have to get over and visit, and I wish I had gone to Lawless. And speaking of wishing to go to Lawless, let's have a little report on Lawless that we just passed, the 10th anniversary that 77 Publishing got to sponsor. Who wants to take over first? Because the other three people have been there and not me.
Well, we'll be dropping in for this special show about Lawless, some great images from the show. So we had a magnificent stand amongst all of these wonderful creators. It was wonderful to see a lot of regulars back. Everyone agreed that it was the busiest show yet. There were more people there. It was just an incredible atmosphere. So much going on. We had incredible galleries from David Roach with all of his amazing artwork collection. We had cosplayers who were really, really on point. We had a lot of fundraising. There was a tombola, which was a huge success. I mean, the first thing I caught up with an old adversary of mine, David R. Shires, who did the graphics for Lawless. So we worked online. He came over specially unannounced from Ireland. And I saw him and waved hello, and then he was very polite and stopped by. And then the next time I saw him, he's walking past with enormous. Did you see him, Joe? He won the Strontium Dog figurine by Fish Collectibles.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big piece. An incredible prize. Just amazing. So many happy people there. Just people, it's like family getting back together again. We had an incredible. There were the question and answer sessions. I mean, I don't know how many you saw, Jo, because we were pretty busy. I think the first one, the creation of the Dark Four Judges by was it Wagner and McMahon and Bolland was just. I mean, it was standing room only. What I heard. I was really pleased. Ours was well attended. It was fantastic questions. Yes. Very interesting. We're able to sort of talk about our plans. We'll discuss some of that later as well. And then, of course, we can't help but mention the auction, which
I've seen pictures of that. Yeah,
that was phenomenal.
What did you get, Vicky? What did you get?
What did I get? Well, I didn't buy anything at the auction. I was too busy being the secretary at the auction.
Can I just say, wrangled her in? Not been there. If Vicky had not been there, I don't think it would have been a success because Vicky was there.
Just dig my grave. We're gonna dig my grave here. Dig me out. All right.
Well, one of the things I purchased was this is an up and coming artist, Connor, who this is a pencil and water drawing, absolutely gorgeous, phenomenal.
Connor Boyle.
Yes. He was so sweet and kind. And then
so he was, just to say, Vicky, because you hadn't necessarily been with the 77 from issue 1, but him and KW's Screaming Hand was in the first 3 issues. Yeah, nice black and white work. We didn't reprint, so you'd have to get the original first editions. But I always loved catching up with Connor.
So, and then this, you know who? Oh, sorry, it's shining too
Simon
much.
Hall. That's Simon right. Hall. Ooh. Is that Simon Hall?
No, this is Abe.
Aid? That's Aid's work, is it? Wow.
Abe. Yeah.
Yeah, from V. Yeah, absolutely.
And so then I got a lot of things signed. I got The Killing Joke signed for my son by Higgins and Boland. I got Mike Perkins, the Batman, all 3 issues signed for my son. He's already come and claimed all of them. I of course got I got some other things. Oh well. Then of course I got this baby. This is my pride and joy.
That's beautiful.
It's the first time it's come off the shelf. We actually ended up we had put it inside the mugs we got at the gala. And then when we were at our friend's house in Ireland, we got a container, a big plastic container, and we put it in there and we put a t-shirt around him and we kind of, and very carefully carted him around everywhere. Look at that Popeye.
But we don't let me do this. We've got a guest. We've got a guest coming in.
Oh, our special guest. Hello.
Another one of my new favorite people.
Oh.
Lawless,
check out the t-shirt.
Yes, say no to meteors.
Let me see.
Say no to meteors. Asteroids.
Yeah,
say no to asteroids.
So we're having a great time. That's it. Just a quick hello from Kirsty.
Well, you have another guest. There's another guest on the couch.
I know.
Yeah. Well, let's say hello.
And then
I think at this point we ought to just. Oh wow, whose is that work? Is that?
Oh, hold on.
I got one of those.
Yes, Joe got the exact same picture, and this is somebody that is in Lowell's.
Is that Matilda?
Yep,
it is.
Okay, Matilda McCormick Sharp. Yeah, fantastic.
Yep. And then.
Amazing.
Oh well. Of course, I got a signed copy.
Oh.
That's mine.
Yeah.
And lastly, I got a signed cover.
Oh, right there. Oh, ooh. That is nice.
And then he put, and here's where I am in the world at the moment. It's like, okay, I don't think so, but sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, bless you. Glenn was opposite us, wasn't he? Our standing was Glenn opposite.
Yeah, Glenn was definitely entertaining the entire time.
Yeah. Vicky, I'd like to thank you for picking up some things for me.
I did.
Yeah,
I will be
I'm not
shipping them out
completely
to you this week.
empty-handed. Thank you.
No,
Thank you.
nope. I got a couple of things for you that will be on their way to you. And
woohoo!
The only thing I forgot was because we were already getting close to overweight in our carry-on luggage.
Right.
But I forgot to take this with me, so I don't have it signed by Paul Goodenough. But I'll fix that. I'll track that boy down, and I'll get him.
I'll have him sign my Kindle one. I'll give him my iPad. I'll give him my iPad and let him sign it.
He's a genuine globetrotter, so I'm sure he'll be over someone's neck of the wood quite soon.
Exactly. If he comes to California, I'll hunt him down, and he knows I will too.
Him and the wonderful Felicity and Paul LaBelle. We met. Do you remember Paul in his blue sparkly suit of the evening with a moustache?
Yes.
Wonderful glamour. They met Paul Goodenough on Omaha yesterday and the day before.
Oh,
they
were
there
some
for the
of
80s.
the pictures.
They were
God,
reenacting.
that was so awesome.
Wasn't that incredible? Wow,
yes.
Wasn't that just incredible?
Oh, that was phenomenal.
There's something you guys didn't mention about Lawless, the cosplayers. My God, the cosplayers were really amazing.
Everything
Well,
from
we'll discuss it a little bit more detail.
The T-Rexes to the kilted judges. They were fabulous. Every single one of them. I loved every single one of them.
Yeah, we'll put this picture up of the kilted judges. So that was at the
I sent him a couple of them.
Yeah, I have it. It's up there right now. You're looking at it right now.
Fantastic. And then they
in their full glory.
Yes, in their full glory. Of the show to the other, and they came and did the same thing for all of the stall holders who didn't see it. And it was just the most outrageously funny thing, and very Lawless, just really well-natured,
so perfect,
funny, but really quite. I mean, funny, but also respectful. In the fact is that it's fundraising. It's all about just people getting together. I hope you picked up on the very Britishness of it all, Vicky, but also felt really at home. Really at home. You know what I mean?
Oh, it was. I told Ben that it was one of the favorite. I think it is the favorite con I've ever been to. Life.
So it's very different.
It was small. It was intimate. Well, I've been to really big ones. Like I went to a Star Trek conference in '94 with Patrick Stewart. I don't know how, at least 10,000 people were at that one. And I've been to the smaller ones like Gallifrey that has about 3,000 people. And there's ones here in Reno that are about 1,000 people. But what was so beautiful about Lawless is it's small, it's intimate. You have people who are coming up in the comic book industry, people who have been there for decades, and every single one of them was kind and helpful. And, when you asked for their autograph, I mean, they were so gracious. I've got books. Literally, they actually happened to be in front of me because I was just at Gallifrey earlier today. I have books of autographs, but I go to Lawless, and I mean, I came away with this. So it just, and they were so sweet and so personalized.
And don't you feel as well, Vicky? You got time with people, and it wasn't like you had to book. You weren't booking a 2-minute slot for the price which you do have to pay. I understand this at other events where they're corporate events. I get that. Lawless is not a for profit. It's a fundraiser. It's a charitable fundraiser. And I just felt that you never rushed. There's never anyone pushing you along a line saying that's it, time's up, got to move on. I'm going to ask you, Vicky, because obviously you're in the chairs, you move around. It was quite busy. But I felt that people were quite, people are very, respectful and like looking out for folks.
Everyone's like, oh, there's a wheelchair. We need to move for her. I didn't even have to ask.
That's nice.
People are like, as a matter of fact, there was a couple of times, oh, there's a girl in a wheelchair. Let her go ahead. I'm like, okay, ain't nobody in America doing that for me. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yeah.
I just, hell, my only complaint was that my husband had to keep putting me in sideways into the elevator for the hotel because the elevators were insane. But that's like my worst complaint.
Yeah,
that's my only complaint.
Can you see why the folk online, when you know who they are, talk about now saying I can't believe it's 2 weeks ago I was doing this at that place, and it's going to be another 50 weeks till the next one. It's just like, you know,
it was
and
wonderful.
I think Sue Hadrell's come up with this incredibly well-defined kind of point that she says,
and she is
you go for the stars, but you come back for the tribe. Do you know what I mean? You kind of get accepted very quickly. Yeah. Sorry, you were saying about Sue, yeah.
She is like the sweetest human being in the world, and her mother, you just want to eat her up, you know. I could not get over her graciousness and her, and just, you know, here's just a person who was like, you know, I just love these things and I love these people and I just want to do this. And she's just another fan like the rest of us. And I've been to a lot of different types of cons over the years, such a wide variety of things, animes, manga, you know, traditional cons, you know, really diverse types of things. And this was so much fun, and I had so much fun with you guys. Oh my god, I had so much fun with you guys. And Ben, I love your wife. I will go drinking with her 7 days a week. She and Joe, 7 days a week.
Oh,
yeah, absolutely.
You guys, I don't care what you guys do. You guys can go do whatever the hell you want. It just no. I have my new favorite drinking buddies, and I don't drink, but I'll start again.
Vicky, you know what I'm thinking right now? One of these things is not like the other. We got the boxes, the 4 pictures, and then there's this guy there that's just
poor Ben.
Sesame Street. How'd you predict
Lawless is phenomenal, and I hope it always is. And
same here.
I don't know if I can make it next year because of something I have to do for work around the same time next year that I'm already committed to. But I already told my husband, I said, okay, so in 2 years, if we go, so here's how much overtime I have to work. Here's how many gigs you have to do. And so we just got to save up, and we do this and we do that, because there's so many things we didn't get to do in our other days, because we spent 2 full weeks in the UK. And so we have a whole list of things that, I mean, my husband had so much fun. And he had so much fun with you guys.
It was nice to meet Russ. It really was. He's a gentleman, and I really got on with him, and, you know, he's fantastic.
He was so thrilled at how you guys accepted him. Because sometimes when he goes to events with me, he's just, you know, Mr. Vicky. And so he wasn't sure how this was going to go. You guys just accepted him as one of the gang, and he loved it, and he had so much fun. And he can't wait.
That mirrors my experience as well, because my partner James, when his very first Lawless was 2019, and he didn't know how, you know, at that time he'd gone in comic shops with me, and the person who I was buying the comics from would look and talk at James as if, like, you know, it totally bypassed me.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen at Lawless. There was only one time, and in fact he said, I'm not here, I don't know who you are, but my partner does, she wants her comic signed. And I'm not going to say who that was, but but yeah, he feels exactly the same. So for him to be part of the Lawless crew and to be accepted as well is just it's so nice. And it's like you say about the atmosphere and people being gracious. There was one of the judges, one of the cosplay judges, lady called Dottie. She, every time she saw me, can I get you anything, Joe? Do you need a drink? Can I help you? And in fact, I had an escort through to the table when it got a bit crowded, which was lovely. I was being escorted by these judges, you know, these these characters from 2000 AD. And you know, I just felt like, you know, the queen. But
yes.
Yeah, I mean, I after my accident, I sort of lost time, because obviously the head injury. But to go to Lawless, that was the first time that I'd seen multiple people that I knew in one space. So for months, I'd just been used to speaking to my mum, speaking to my partner, speaking to his mum. Never really saw anybody. So going to Lawless was just like, it made me feel like me again.
Oh,
yay!
That's very nice.
And it's like going back to work as well. It's just like those missing jigsaw pieces are slotting back in, and I feel like Jo again. Because when you are on medication, when you've had a head injury, it can be very, very different, very strange for a time.
Yeah.
Well, we love having you back.
Yeah, I'm glad you're doing a lot better. Yeah.
Hey, Ben's back.
Ben is back. Yeah, Ben's been. Well, I'm not even going.
I've been hearing all of it though.
He's been listening.
I was wondering if we've got enough time, because obviously I'd like to give Jo a chance to later in the show chat about some inclusions in
100%. 100%.
We've got a Stephen Ross strip which Jo basically sponsored. It's been a little while coming. But I just wanted to get, before we got to that bit, I wonder if we could just quickly go through the 77 Lawleys, which were the awards given the first year we.
Yeah,
let's do it.
I just first of all, on a personal level, just want to reach out to John Baberton and send John my best regards. So John was the floor manager for the show. Unfortunately, he's not enjoying the best of health at the moment. He's got a few medical issues which are having to be addressed, and we know, John, you're having a bit of a time of it. So just want to say thanks very much for the opportunity to help out on the night. Myself and Dave, we stepped up, and I hope people felt that we did you proud in that you were going to be doing the some of the aspects of the show. So so Dave Heeley and I think Dave stole the show. He's more gregarious than I am, or at least that's what I think in my own little head.
You guys were great.
So yeah, it was like having Bert and Ernie up on the stage, little and large, or whoever.
Morecambe and Wise.
Morecambe and Wise. And
especially these glasses.
Yeah, all the two Ronnies with the glasses. And we were just, it was phenomenal. So we were sat at the front, weren't we, Jo, our table? And when you turned around and looked at the other 12 large banquet tables, packed. There were 12, I think there were 11 or 12 people on each table. There were like 150 people in this room. And the room looked like it was set up for a proper show. We had a screen, and, Dave turned up with a jacket, which I was quite unprepared for. I had a silly tuxedo T-shirt, which I'd got. Was sort of like you goofing it a little bit. But people's response when we went with some of the prize winners. So if it's okay, we'll kind of go through them one by one and quickly just give a little appraisal maybe on our thoughts about the show's aspects of why they were chosen. So in effect, so the 77 Lawless Awards were discussed between us as the 77 and then verified with the main people at Lawless to understand, that we were hitting the right spot really. But we wanted to celebrate those people, certainly with best writer, best artist and best comic, those people who were really contemporary. We often feel that Lawless sometimes gets a little bit kind of put into a box where it says retro on it, and it's not at all. We just pay our respects. That's all we're doing to absolute, masters of their craft who are still producing work. So without further ado, as I said on the evening, we went straight away with writer of the year, Garth Ennis. And wow, he was just like when he was able to turn up. Steve McManus took his award on behalf.
Yeah,
Garth slightly delayed and turned up for the show a little bit later. But that guy is just monster, isn't he? So really, really, really well deserved. I know you're a particular fan there, Mark.
Yeah, definitely. I wish I was there. That would have been really nice.
Best artist of the year to Mike Perkins, and his work on Batman is just phenomenal. What Liam didn't know was a very, very well kept secret. I'd forewarned his family to say make sure he's around and he's presentable. Was that then after Mike graciously accepted the award for best artist and was roundly applauded and was just such a popular choice. Liam was up for best comic book, Starhenge, which I mentioned. The fact is that There we go. So got a copy there.
Oh, hold on.
I really felt it's worth, because Liam isn't just an image artist or working with DC or Marvel. He does his own books, and he's an independent publisher as well of his own work. And I know just how much that takes, how much effort, how much work, how much support you need. And he's got his family standing behind him, but it takes gumption. You know, you need to believe in your product. And I was so thrilled. And I've loved Liam's work for ages. And over that weekend, we had several chances to chat, and we've really kind of bonded on several layers, which is just on levels, which is just amazing. And Liam was just such a popular, recipient of the award. And then we went with, let me see, Jo, if I forget some, I'm sorry if I'm leaning on you here.
Best cosplayer.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah.
And she kind of epitomizes the whole Lawless thing as well. She does an awful lot of fundraising in her native island. She's a lovely, lovely lady, so generous with her time and so creative. Her costumes are just phenomenal. And that was the award. Jo, do you want to say who that was?
That went to Joanne Alexander, and that was a unanimous. As soon as we came up with that category, I said, it's got to be Jo, and it was just across the board, absolutely. And she brought back martial law for Lawless.
She's so popular with the creators as well, isn't she? Because she does their creations absolute honor, and respect, which was fantastic. Then we had a special award for supporter of the show, and the fact is that this without this gentleman's support for 10 years, and this came from Sue, to find some way and to give John Wagner his dues on respecting the fact that Lawless is only a small show, but with his support going every year, he's been attendee every year. He's brought so many people with him, and it's just grown and grown. So John was awarded that, which was absolutely fantastic. And then we had the two inductees, and you can go with one of them, Jo, if you want to mention one of them.
Yeah, absolutely. One of my favourite artists of all time, Mick McMahon, was an inductee, and that was so humbling to listen to him talk about how his inspiration from the time that he was a young boy and his mum introduced him to comics.
His mum, that's right. And then Brian Bollins, how much inspiration he was as well to him when they were working in the office. Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah. So Brian was the second, Brian Bolland, and it was just like mayhem when he was awarded it. And then we had a reflectful moment where we'd prepared, thanks to Richie Mathwin, a very, very nice segment was put reel for us remembering a gentleman who wasn't there this year, Ian Gibson, and he was a stalwart of the show as well. Did you get to meet him, Jo, previously? Because I had.
I did, and I got a hug from him, and I got a photograph with him as well. I took my copy of Genghis Grimtoad to be signed, and he spent so much time showing me various aspects in the book that he wanted to expand on, and the lettering as well, which he wasn't able to do. The publisher declined that at the time. But he and John Wagner, because I got John Wagner to sign it as well, both said it looked like roadkill, and that my copy had been run over. And it was a generously saying it was a reader's copy, but it was very battered. But that's one of the loveliest times I've ever had with a creator. I only saw a good side to Ian, and
truly inspirational man. And so the 77 publications, just actually as a bit of a piece of information, this week the US edition has been accepted by the distributor with Diamond.
Nice.
And we are going to print, so the trade will be available first, and then we're getting the details on the hardback deluxe edition. So the trade should be available within a couple of weeks, I think, and that's something amazing. So we had a Kickstarter version come out last year, but this is a slightly embellished and edited version with a few extra features as well in it. So that's really good.
Do you know how much it's going to sell for in the United States?
I think the trade is around $20, and I think the hardback deluxe is around about $50.
Okay.
So, and we know at least one comic book shop in California that will be stocking it, which is
here's to James Syme. So James Syme at Isotope Lounge, mate, you're an absolute legend. Speaking with Stephen Ross as well. So Stephen's been speaking with quite a few other shops as well. And the message we've got is that whilst not all shops have gone out and purchased like a huge amount of them, my understanding is that a lot of shops have at least got one for each. And if anyone watching this can't or didn't get a copy in the shop, then we'll leave in the credits anyway, and I'll say it now, the 77comic.net is where you can get your version of that and all of these 77 publications, and we'll be posting that, or should I say we'll be listing it on the webpage, I think in about a week's time, when it's 2 weeks time when it's available. So that was Lawless, and what an incredible event it was. And can't wait.
I have one more question about Lawless. One more question. Did I see Max Normal somewhere on the floor? I'm pretty sure I saw Max Normal talking to one of the judges.
Terry does a good Max. He's an international man of mystery. No one quite knows what he does, because he's been based in Australia. He's been based in Alaska. I think he's in Canada at the moment. I don't know, but put it this way, you don't ever see him and Noriega in the same room. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So.
Okay. Do you see Noriega anywhere anyway?
I don't know. Or Oliver Stone. You don't see him or Oliver Stone in the same room.
Yeah. Oh, no, but that's cool. All right.
Yeah, but you know, there are some people you meet and you get on so well with them, but you know there's stuff you just don't know about this person. He's just one of those guys. He's really kind of like, it's brilliant. He's brilliant. And he's one of these people who really lights up a room as well when he comes. So he's friendly with all, he's known the cosplayer since the first show. And it was fantastic. And Max Normal. There we go. There's a name from the past, isn't there?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Lawless done next. Lols. Is that it? Not L-O-S-Z. Lols.
Lols.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ending launch Kickstarter on the 30th of June, and we're like that far away from just hitting goal. It'll be breached. There's no problem at all.
But that doesn't mean you can stop, folks.
No.
Keep going.
The next show we do, we'll have Nigel Parkinson on. He's even in a stranger place than I am at the moment. I'm in a caravan. He's on a train. He didn't feel that a Zoom on a busy commuter train was quite the way to go. So his train was delayed, and he apologizes. So he'll be on for the next show. We've got just another whole batch of new to 77 creators, but also a whole bunch of people coming back and doing different sort of materials. So Lols is, you could say all ages, but that's not strictly true. It's young readers. And we're saying from 7 to 77. You see what we did there? Eh?
I saw what you did there. You put we got you.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've got 2 covers, one by Keith Hopewell, which we'll show now.
Oh yeah, there it is.
And we're waiting on a special drop from Matilda McCormick Sharp, who's doing an amazing cover. I want to thank her for that. Also want to say, I think we should say at this point, Joe, do you agree? We want to have a shout out to Andy Richmond. Hope, mate, you're feeling better soon. He's had some horrible dentistry work done recently. Anyone who's ever had abscesses and all sorts of horrible things, it takes. So we're sending him our regards. Okay, Andrew.
Put my regards in there too. Yeah,
absolutely. So Lols is. I don't have anything in the strip, in the comic. Ironically, Joe has sponsored a strip which was supposed to be in, and I've forgotten, Joe. I don't know whether it was supposed to be with Pandora or Pandora 2.
It was supposed to be Pandora, and
right. So it's been some time. You've been waiting for some time, right?
And I just loved the idea so much. So when Ben started batting out this idea of Lols, I got in touch with Stephen and I told him, submit, get that submission into Lols. And of course, it's got guinea pigs, his favourite creature in the whole world, I think. And yeah, it's you know the old Muppet Pigs in Space. This is guinea pigs in space. Yeah,
He's kind of said it's a bit like the old British notion. Well, the British strip, which is very, very, very famous, is Dan Dare, which is a sort of RAF in space, really. Whatever, and everyone's got moustaches and flying goggles and that sort of thing, you know. So it's yeah, I've seen that. So we've got that. We've got Goldilocks, a new rendition by Nigel Parkinson. We've got Derek and you'll have to help me out. I've just forgotten. We'll put the image up. By Matilda. That's right. Have fun on the beach. We've got Sonia Long's Diary of a Witch, which is quite fantastic. So Sonia's work is possibly going to be new to a lot of American readers, although actually only older readers. She's incredibly popular in the manga field.
Okay.
So she's done a lot of academic work and a lot of how to draw manga, manuals and books as well. But she's been in the industry for 15 years, and we're so fortunate to have her on board. Lou Stringer comes back, and
Lou.
I had so many people come back to me saying, I can't believe I've just seen you've dropped the image of Derek the Troll. And this character first appeared in White Dwarf, 40 years ago, I think it was, or something crazy like that. So Jo, White Dwarf, was that a role-playing kind of game master?
Oh gosh, Derek the Troll initially appeared in Warlock and then moved to White Dwarf, and White Dwarf is still in production now. So God forbid I should ever sit on the package that my partner, just to say he has a monthly subscription. So when White Dwarf comes, it's when that drops through the door, that's it. But I've seen a lot of conversation on the social media, like Twitter, X, getting that wrong. X and
we all do, darling. It's okay.
I miss Twitter, but it's people are commenting saying, I can't believe Derek the Troll. I remember him and talking very fondly of him. So it's we're going to be introducing Derek the Troll to a totally new generation. And I should just say, last year I did actually pick up one of the last few copies of a Derek the Troll comic that Lou had and was selling at Lawless. And I sent it on to my friend's young daughter. She's only 9, and she absolutely loved it. I also did send through Minnie the Minx picture by Laura Howell as well. But it's brilliant that Derek the Troll's coming round again, as it were.
All right.
Absolutely.
Very cool.
Laura Howell will be in issue 2. She's just had a few too many commitments to be able to go with some work for number 1. We've got a new artist, to me anyway, an artist by the name of Sam Weller, and Sam's produced this page, Captain Finn. And if you love sharks and pirates, if you're into Pirates of the Caribbean, you're going to love this strip. So basically the format is 32 pages. It's the 77 standard size. For any Americans listening, it's oversized. Okay, it's a large format.
Nice.
Yeah.
Glossy color throughout, and the pages of the strips, some of them are 4 pages, most are 2, and a handful of 1. You're going to get, I think we've ended up with something like 12 strips, and it's just packed in just loads of good things to read. And I mean, I'll probably let Jo explain why, but we've been to so many conventions where we love the fact of all of the products that we have and the comics we can pass on to, fans and anybody calling by. But there is a certain demographic that's not really catered for. And I think we noticed it. Was it at Thought Bubble as well, Jo, and some of the other sort of family conventions we were at, where basically the reason why Lawless has come to fruition? And
absolutely, there were a few times where I've had to, and I should just say the quality of our comics and our covers means that anybody, any age, comes straight over. But there have been a few times where I've had to say to parents, I don't think this is really appropriate for your child, and the young child walks off with a sticker, and
I mean, I think we'd agree. We're looking at what, 11, 12 plus, aren't we? Really, in terms of most sensibilities for the sort of stuff we do.
Yeah, I mean, certainly some of the more, I wouldn't say our comics are exceptionally graphic, but they do deal with more adult themes. Certainly Extinction 2040, which is so on the money right now. And certainly where there's weapons, I would say 11, 12 plus. But to be fair, those children might be seeing worse in TV or film.
They have seen worse on TV, film, and comics, but they have.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but as publishers,
but not on our watch.
No, right. As publishers, you can't. Yeah.
We're just cautious. We're just cautious. We don't want to go out of. We're not people who go out of our way to offend. You know, we could have been shock jocks. We could have done all sorts of.
Oh, wait a minute! You're not here to offend. You're not. What am I doing here? I like being offensive. What? When did you tell me this?
I don't think Vicky wouldn't be here if it wasn't wholesome. Come on.
Yes, that's absolutely true.
Okay. Yes. She's sitting next to me. Yes. I agree with that. Yes.
I don't know. I don't know how it might go down with an American audience, because I think for a start, I'm not sure anthologies are really that popular. But if you like your funnies, if you like the notion of the funnies in the papers, that's what we're going to be offering. I think we can find a way of shifting it and making it, something which people would be willing to pick up and read. But it was for that point of sale, that contact point across a stall at a convention, where the parents are looking you in the eye and saying, "Have you got anything for Johnny, Jemima, whoever?" And there's a little child looking up, and you go, "Now I can hand them this one." So
yeah.
Absolutely.
There you go.
All right, Penny Pentagram, Jo. What's coming up with Penny Pentagram?
Well, what is happening with Penny Pentagram?
Well, first let everyone know who Penny Pentagram is. First, tell everyone about Penny Pentagram.
Penny Pentagram first appeared in the 77 comic. It's written by David Thomas. We had a change of artist, I would say about four issues in. So
Johnny
Andrew
Roy
Richmond.
First form, didn't he?
Yeah,
that's right.
Andy Richmond, a friend of this parish, who's been on this a few times with me. He took over the art for Penny Pentagram, and Penny is, I think I can say, like the British version of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Okay.
I like that. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
She's the occult sort of heroine. She knows her stuff, and it was a character that was like almost universally loved by our readers. There came a time when we were running out of space in the 77, and I asked if Penny Pentagram could appear in Pandora, the first Pandora that I put out, and I was graciously told yes, so I ran with that. And I'm really pleased to say that because of like my health issues and obviously the accident, I haven't been able to commit to the next Pandora to come out. But in the meantime, because Penny is, like I say, so well loved, and because Andrew Richmond is sort of like drawing machine, he's like a robot. He just zips these things out. I can say that we have a Penny Pentagram coming out soon.
Ooh.
This is just a convention ashcan that Andy put together, and basically Penny is having her own comic. It's not an anthology. It's going to be US size comic.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, Penny's going to have her own comic. We will be looking back at some of the other strips that may have appeared elsewhere. So in the first issue, you will see at the end of that particular story, you'll see a strip that appeared in the 77 annual #1.
Oh.
And I'm just really pleased that for David and Andy, I'm just really pleased that we've been able to put together this sort of vehicle for their storytelling. I absolutely love David Thomas. I haven't had a phone call with him for quite a time, but when he does call, it's for an hour and a half, and he knows so much about the paranormal, UFOs, government conspiracies, that it's a joy to listen to. It's like having ancient aliens on a loop, you know. But believe me, that's the kind of thing I absolutely love. And it influences his stories. The man's got so many stories in his head, and or should I say his notebook, because he did tell me he carries a notebook round with him. And like I say, I'm just really pleased that this is going to be coming out, and it's handbag size. So it's the Brits, it's going to be your usual American US standard comic size. And yeah, just really pleased we've been able to get that out for them. That will be going to Kickstarter. We don't have a definitive date because obviously we've already mentioned Andy is a bit under the weather at the moment with you know, a few health issues. But as soon as it comes out, you know, as soon as we know when we can release it onto Kickstarter, we'll obviously be proudly broadcasting that. But yeah, just really chuffed for David and
it's going to be sooner rather than later. I think that's what we can confidently
say.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, Vicky, have any questions?
Oh, do I have any questions?
I know, Vicky, you've been quiet. I gotta let you talk.
Well, no, I think that Jo has covered a lot. I love Penny Pentagram. I think it is a fabulous character, and I'm so looking forward to that. I'm actually looking forward to everything coming down the pipelines. You know, okay, Jo, in the upcoming year, what are you most looking forward to doing next?
I'm most looking forward to finishing my scripts for for the next issue of the 77, and This Comic is Haunted. I'm really looking forward to my brother having this sort of like little bit of an oversized anthology coming out towards the end of the year. Really looking forward to how he deals with that. Because I've been given more pages. Yay.
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 What can get more. What are you doing in This Comic is Haunted then, Jo?
So it's my ongoing story that sort of evolved over time. It's Horace Moss, clearance expert. And he is a combination of, how can I put it? He is a paranormal expert, but he also goes in to help people. Mainly his day job is that he goes into people's homes to either help them clear their home. You know, you sometimes get hoarders. I'm a massive fan of the US show Hoarders, I've got to say. But he is the type of guy who will go into a home, sort his house, but while he's there, he'll also exorcise a few ghosts that are hanging about. But with the artwork from Ian Stopforth, which is so cinematic, so beautiful, it's one of the things that I'm really proud of. One of the storylines that I'm really proud of, and of course, Red by Night, Black by Day. the next one will be the conclusion of that particular story arc.
Okay.
Don't know if you can see the artwork right.
Oh, we're showing artwork in the background.
Oh, wow.
In the background. Those are four of the pictures I've gotten from you in previous Kickstarters over there.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
This is my 77 wall. Well, most of it is. Not all of it is.
Yeah, I don't think the Joker would.
The Joker is not. That is by an artist I got previously.
That's in the wrong place.
So, but you know, I've got other pieces. The rabbit that you can't see because of the glare is also by Jo. I've got a white rabbit back there. It's the first piece she ever did for me.
Yeah, and do you know, I haven't been able to draw since the accident, but I've started needle felting. Because that's one of the rewards for lols.
Is it really?
So, yes, it is.
I think we have somebody who has to change their. Someone has to change.
No, she doesn't actually.
Okay. There's some great perks, guys. You got to.
There's some fabulous perks.
There are. And so I'll be creating one of the trash pandas because I call my partner a trash panda.
I love it.
He literally is a trash panda. He finds a home for everything. But yeah, so I'll be creating one of those out of wool, and that will be my therapy, hopefully, to get me started back to drawing.
Fantastic.
That would be so fabulous.
That is great.
Yeah.
You're so awesome. I'm so looking forward to everything you do.
Thank you.
You know, I've loved everything you've given us, and we're just so glad to have you on the mend and coming back. Just don't push it.
Yeah. It's like I said to you in Bristol. You and Mark were the first people to really interview me in terms of comics and projects that we had. So if it hadn't been for you two, you know, you gave me the confidence to go on and be interviewed elsewhere. You gave me the confidence to continue with comics. So yeah,
anytime.
Thank you. Yeah. We definitely try to make it easy for everyone who comes on the show, and you're very special. So I'm glad we were your first. Sorry. We're not cutting that out.
Whoa!
We're not cutting that out. But staying in there. Let the audience get a little laugh there. You know, while I'm saying that, I'm like, okay, I said it.
Okay. Love you anyway, darling.
I told you, offensive. Thank you.
Yeah, shock. There we go. We're changing the presenter next time.
Do we have anything else to talk about, or should we go to housekeeping? Are we near done?
Housekeeping. We'll go housekeeping.
Okay.
Housekeeping.
Ben, do housekeeping, but make sure you mention where they can go for lols.
Oh yes.
Lols.
Absolutely.
Lols, whatever.
So Lols is a Kickstarter, the crowdfunding platform. If you go into Kickstarter, put in LOLZ if you're English, or an LOLZ if you're Mark.
Okay. Hold on there. I don't know what's going on. Why am I being dropped in? I did say Z. I did say Z instead of Z. I meant to say Z. But that's still, okay. You told me it shouldn't even be spelled out. It should be said as a word. So,
but it will be as always attached to the credits of the show. So
it's on the screen right now. It's right now. They can see where to go.
Absolutely. That's on until the end of June. So you haven't got that long. You've got a couple of weeks if you're watching this when this first comes out. We've got other publications, as I said, on the shop, the 77comic.net. All of our 77s have been recently, we're restocked now. So we've got the reprints of number 1 and 2, which starts the new serialization of Ian Gibson's Lifeboat. We've got up to number 10. We've just dropped number 10. We didn't have a Kickstarter about that one, but that dropped out. And Vicky, you picked up your copies, didn't you?
Well, yes, I got my copies. Yes, you're right. I'm sorry, I had to think about that. I'm like, what? Did I do what? Yes.
Red by night, black by day. There we go.
You know, I got mine in the mail the other day. I got mine, just came in the post.
I got mine hand delivered.
Mark, you asked, this is just housekeeping. This is me getting a thank you from you because you said surprise me, and you got a very, very, very rare edition poster, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Oh, and I love that. That was beautiful.
And you got a little
really
sticky badge as well. You got a sticky badge.
I got one of those too. Yeah. Maybe if I'm nice, I'll put it on the screen right now. If I'm not, they're just not missing it. They're just missing it.
That came from the goodie bags. I don't think even myself and Joe got goodie bags. So it was very, the sponsors didn't get goodie bags, but enough said.
Well, the sponsors gave the goodie bags. Why would the sponsors get the goodie bag?
I did get a tankard, I have to say.
I got a tankard. I got
a tankard.
All right.
Ours are somewhere in the kitchen.
Yeah, get your brewskis in your tankards. Right. It's going to be like Cheers next, isn't it? We're all going to be sitting around with our tankards of foaming
Hey, at least
beer.
we know each other's name. At least we know each other's name.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll be potentially dropping some news at the end of next time's show with Nigel Parkinson about our next comic, but I can mention it here. So Mr. Patrick Mills Esquire is waiting for us to clear the decks, and he'll be giving us a Kickstarter book to handle on his behalf, one of potentially 3 that we might get. Which is,
will he come on the show?
Of course he'll come on the show.
Oh, thank God. Because remember, I have some bucket lists and definitely on mine. So yes.
I'm not sure if you're on his, but you know,
I don't think he's actually heard. Once he meets me, I'll be on his bucket list and I'll be passed.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely. Yeah. No, he's signed up for that. And then as Joe said, the rest of the year we're going with This Comic is Haunted, the double edition or a special at Halloween. May even have time for Penny. Could even squeeze a Penny in before the end of that, between that and the 77 number 11, which is the end of the first volume. A funny number to end on, but that's how it's going to go. We're going to end on number 11 will be the end of volume 1, and we'll take it from there into 2025. And it's just amazing to think that we're already halfway through the year now. But we've had a great start to it, and we're going to go to some more shows. I'm not sure if I'm catching up with you, Joe, at Lawless, at Lycaf or Thought Bubble.
I'm not going to Thought Bubble.
No.
Just saying that.
I'm too. Yeah, that's it. Too painful. I'm going to be doing Berry. I'm doing Berry show on the same day that the Lawless campaign finishes on the 30th. I'm also going to be looking to go to Bedford, which is an incredible 2-dayer. Jeff Chahal, thumbs up to Jeff. Well done for putting on a great show. That's going to be in September. And I've got a couple of other shows as well. And we're looking already ahead to next year. I think we're doing Gosport and Portsmouth and some South Coast ones. We haven't done any down there, and we're trying to sort of line these things up. People say, "Oh, why didn't you come to here and do that?" And it's like, yeah, we kind of need to book these things and get ourselves organized. So we're trying to organize that. So that's the housekeeping. That's my side of it.
Well, I've got some housekeeping. Can I do some housekeeping? Thank you.
Just a little.
A little. Vicky and I have a show called MarkWHO77's Universe. You can find it at MarkWHO77.com. We are on a lot of podcast platforms all around the globe. We also have, we've been doing the show since 2012, and we've had many celebrity interviews from the worlds of Doctor Who, Star Trek, Farscape, Babylon 5, Tron, a lot of different places. You can find that information and actually watch the videos on YouTube at youtube.com/@MarkWHO42. There's a playlist. In fact, if you're looking on the bottom of the screen, the playlist link is right there, and you can listen to all our great shows. Other than that, we are right now currently doing Doctor Who season's on, so we're doing reviews. We just dropped an episode where we reviewed 73 Yards, Dot and Bubble, and Rogue, and you can hear us talk about that. It's going to be fun. So remember, MarkWHO42.com. Okay, that's my housekeeping, and Vicky's technically. Technically. All right. I want to thank you so much, Joe, for coming on to the show. We really, really appreciate you being here, and I'm glad we were able to talk to you about many things, Lawless, Penny Pentagram, and all that fun stuff. So thank you.
No, it's appreciated, Mark. Right. Thank you.
Any last words, Vicky?
No.
No. Okay.
I keep going to start doing your housekeeping. Don't forget, you can subscribe. You can ring the bell to hear when.
Thank you, because yes, Okay. Yes. Please like our show. It's down there. You can see the little arrows down there, or subscribe to 77. Is it still 77 Publishing on the YouTube page, or is it still the 77 Publications? We don't know. But whatever it is, subscribe to what's down there. You'll get great shows like MarkWHO77, and you will also get other special videos.
People can also see the Ian Gibson tribute as well.
Oh yes, I love that.
Yes,
it was beautiful. Okay, so on behalf of all of us, myself, Mark Baumgarten, Vicky Jakubowski, Ben Cullis, and Jo Heeley, we'd like to say thank you and join us. I think next week we're going to have another show. Can we say the name yet, Ben?
Nigel Parkinson mentioned 3 times. At a time to convenience him. Okay.
Okay. All right. Because he's on a train right now, and I was actually supposed to be on the train next week, but whatever, I'm not. So anyway, bye everyone.
Bye.